Now, we're going to move on here to operant conditioning. And remember that operant conditioning is learning by what? Okay, that would be learning by consequences. And what two kinds of consequences? Reinforcement and punishment, right? So remember, with classical conditioning, the trigger comes before the behavior, right? In observational learning, the consequence comes after the behavior, all right? Hey, so in the famous Skinner example, he taught rats to press a lever in a box to get a treat. Now let's take a minute here, though, to pause and review what positive and negative, those terms, mean in psychology, because we otherwise tend to assume they mean good and bad, and they don't in this context in psychology. So even though they're used that way as the most common meaning in the English language, I need you to learn a different meaning for these two terms in order to master the idea of operant conditioning, these kind of consequences. So positive means something is given or added. Doesn't matter whether it's good or bad, right? It could be good, it could be bad, but something is given that, something is added that isn't usually there. And negative, something is taken away or something is missing, right? Again, it could be something good or something bad, but something is taken away or something is missing. And once you understand these two words and what they mean in psychology, hey, this is true, by the way, for all areas of psychology, not just learning. So let's talk about the clinical area where you read about positive symptoms and negative symptoms. But there's no such thing as good symptoms, right? So symptoms, whether they're positive or negative, refers to the fact that something is added to the psyche that isn't usually there with positive symptoms, and something is missing from the psyche that is usually there with negative symptoms. So which would hallucinations be, positive or negative? And the answer is positive. Something is added to the psyche that is not usually there. How about delusions? Same thing, right? Positive, something's added to the psyche that is not usually there. Okay. What about lack of grooming? That would be negative, yes. Something is missing from the psyche that is usually there. What about flat affect? Flat meaning no variation, right? So none at all or close to none, okay? Flat. And affect means emotion in psychology. So little or no emotion, positive or negative, and that, of course, would be negative. So the deal is, once you understand that, you are ready to interpret these four terms, okay, and tease them apart. And now we simply have a matching task. So for each of these, there's only one right answer up here, okay? You're going to determine which one it is, but let me give you the best trick, first of all, okay, before you begin. When you read your sentence, I want you to think, is this reinforcing or is this punishing? Because that's easy, right? And you're going to know it right away. And go ahead and write your initial down for that, either an R or a P, right? But leave a space before it and pause before you determine positive and negative. So you can write that second initial down instantly, right from intuition, right? But you can't rely on your intuition for positive and negative, because as things speed up, you're going to go with good and bad instead. Okay? And I want you to think of your new definitions. Was something given or was it taken away, regardless of whether it was good or bad? Okay, so you've got 9 of these. Let's see how many you can do and get right in 2 minutes. And you still have about 30 seconds left. All right, let's see how you did on these. Again, I'm going to give the answers really quickly. I'm not really supposed to give the answers with TYLs. If you missed something, you're supposed to look it up, but we're going to, with your next exam in 2 days, I just always give you the answers, but our agreement is I will go fast, okay? And hopefully you just use your shorthand NP, NR, PR, NR, PP, or NP. So number 1 is negative punishment. Number 2 is negative reinforcement. Number 3 is positive punishment. And people who miss this class and don't watch it and do the activities, don't make it up, in other words, then they usually get these items wrong on a test, because who would guess that punishment could be positive, right? Number 3 is positive punishment. Number 4 is positive reinforcement. Okay, number 5, positive reinforcement again. Number 6, positive punishment. Number 7, negative reinforcement. Number 8, negative reinforcement. And number 9, negative punishment. All right, so that's lots of them as great examples and also great practice that you can do here.